Okay, let's make sure we are streaming. Are we coming up on YouTube? Are we coming up on Twitch? We are. Okay. So, if you were watching the channel earlier, which I don't know how many people were, we had a power outage. That's what ended the stream so quick. The quadcopter, I crashed the quadcopter, but it did not land in the neighbor's pool, which it looked like it might have. It was just behind the pool. So all that water stops the video transmission. Water is a really good insulator of 5.8 gigahertz transmission signals like that. So it looks like it had fallen into the water and short-circuited and stopped transmitting, but it actually didn't. Anyhow, rather than worrying about that for tonight, I wanted to do something on the other side of the shop. You can see my background's a little bit different, and my project view is a little bit different. So, what I want to do today is the chairs in my kitchen aren't sliding right anymore. The little sliders on the bottom of the chairs are all scuffed up and they're not working. And being that I am cheap and lazy, I don't want to go to the store to do it. Although I guess it's not really going to make sense because I'm using a big lathe to make something that costs $5. Doesn't matter. I can, so I'm gonna. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna take some material and we're gonna design it in Fusion just so that I have some numbers to reference while I'm making these, because I'm gonna need to make 12 of them. Hopefully I have enough stock, but we'll make 12 of them, and then I'll see if they fit on the bottom of the chair and they make it work better. So let's go on to the design phase. I already got some measurements from the bottom of the chair, and it looks like the slider pucks themselves need to be about 1.125 between an inch and 1.125. It's a chair slider. It doesn't got to be that precise, but we're going to make it that precise because we can. So we're going to go into Fusion, and we're going to design up a chair slider. So the first thing we'll do is I'll just save this as kitchen chair sliders V. Well, our V1 will come later. Okay. So this is going to be pretty easy, actually. So all I want to do is I'm just going to make a sketch like this. I know that I want a line from here. Well, I guess I don't need a center line. Okay, so it's going to look something like this, like this, like this, like this, over here, up here, like that. That's what I'm going to make. That's, maybe it's this way. That's what I'm going to make. So something like that. So now we just need some dimensions. So we know that this from here to here is going to be 1.25 or 1.125 divided by 2. I want this to be, I want the overall height of this thing to be, hey, do what I tell you. Oh, I guess I got to hit the right letter, huh? About 1 inch high. And I know that this is going to be 82 degrees. So from here to here is 82 divided by 2. So 41 degrees. Okay. And I have a screw right here. I'm probably not going to use these particular screws. These are a little bit long, but I'm just going to use something similar. So I need to know what the head diameter is, and that is measuring at, you are not going to be able to see this. I'm not going to be able to hold it up, but it's measuring .3321. So we're not gonna make it precisely 3321. We're just gonna make it close-ish. And actually, we should probably look and see if we have a 3/8 countersink. Okay, I do not have a 3/8 countersink with an 82 degrees inscribed angle. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm just going to drill the hole and use the 118 degree tip on the drill. So let me put a line from here to here, give this a construction, give this from here. So that's 118 divided by 2. So 59 degrees. Yeah, that's close enough. The reason I'm using 118 degrees is because that is the angle of the tip of the standard angle of a tip of a drill. So that'll make life easier. So it's already the right size. So with this dimension, we're going to use a 3/8 drill. So 0.375 divided by 2. Now I could just put in 1875 there, but I like to do the actual math, because then whenever I go to double click on, you can't see me pointing at the screen, but whenever I go to click on that and change it, it comes up the original dimension that I wanted. That way I can remember that in 3 months whenever I need to make more of these or whatever. So then, to add to this, we are going to want to know how deep this thing actually needs to go. So if I make this and this coincident, this is for construction, and D so basically I'm going to drill from the tip of the drill 370 deep to get that dimension, but we're actually going to go deeper than that. We're actually going to make this a driven dimension and give the dimension from here to here of 0.25. And this is coincident. So that will make my drilling 860 deep or thereabouts. And how big is the hole that needs to go through? So we're going to need to make a clearance hole. So I'm getting 141 on the diameter of the screw. So I need to be a little bit bigger than that. So I go over to my drill chart. I'm looking for 141. 9/64 is 140. So we're looking at a number drill. And okay, I have a bunch of 144 drills, so that's what I'll be using. So keep that right there. So from here to here, we'll do 0.144 divided by 2. And there we go. So now this would need a create, revolve this around this. Okay. And then we will, I do not have my radius tools here, so we'll have to put a chamfer on this, or we'll blend it by hand on the bottom corner, right? We'll just blend that by hand. So I'm actually just going to leave this in sketch mode for now. so that I can reference back to this whenever I need to. But we're going to go over to the project and look at the materials. And we'll also get it so that I can still see chat again. Okay, so back to just the straight project. So this is the material that I'm going to be using. And this is just black nylon. So this is nylon 6/6, I think. It's either 6/6 or 6/12. I'm not sure. For our case, in our case, it doesn't matter for what we're doing. So piece of something stuck on the side of it here. Kind of embedded in the side. So what we're going to do is we're just going to first of all see how deep this hole is that we got drilled in the end of it from a previous project. We're just going to face that off, and we'll turn it back far enough to do maybe 3 or 4 of these parts. 4 of them would probably be good, so we'll need like 4 inches plus another inch plus an eighth, so 5, so 6 inches. That's going to be too much. Let's see, how much we want to do. We want to go, if we go 2 inches, 2.5, 2.5, 2 3/4, so it's about 3 inches. 3 inches to stick out, so we'll do 2 at a time. That sounds about right. But for right now, we're just going to see how deep we're going to need to face this thing off as. So we're going to be cutting at around, yeah, 755 works. Kick it into high gear. And let's see, what kind of feed rate do we got going on here? Yeah, I got D. Okay. There we go. Getting pretty close. Okay, so that's our 0 right there. So what I'm going to do here, this will just make my life easier. I'm going to touch off this edge and call it Z0, and then come out to -3 inches. 3, 2, 1. Close enough. Then just pull this out till it touches, and we should be good to go. And we call this face it over one more time. So that's it. That's our stock to size. We got our 0 set for our tool number 4, which is labeled right here. I'm not sure you'll actually be able to see that, but it's there. So now we wanted to cut that to, what did we say? 1 1/8 inches. So I'm going to touch off and get a measurement on what diameter this thing is actually cutting right now. And I'll put that into the DRO. And then once I have that into the DRO, then I can go straight to size. So let's close that. Okay. So now we'll just get a quick measurement on the diameter we're cutting is. So 1.230. And my DRO looks like it's set. 1.230. Enter. 229. So then I'm just going to go straight to size at 1.2 or 1.125. So let's see, 1.125. That's pretty good, but you know what? I forgot. I don't have any safety glasses on. I should go put some on. Be right back. Put my apron on too. Take that jacket off, keep those sleeves away from the spinning lathe. Don't want to turn this into something bad. Come on. There it is. Okay, much better. So I'm just going to take another quick skim pass at the same dimension. Okay, that's not even touching nothing. I'm not real enthused about that finish. So that's okay. For what we're doing, that's fine. So now we're going to need to do our drilling. So tool number 3 will get us. Number 3. And I have this set up on my DRO so that I know when my X is at 0, I'm in the center of the part. So we'll need a number 4 drill, we'll need a 3/8 drill. So I'm just going to spot drill this so that my 144 drill has something to go into. And yes, I could use the tailstock, but I find this to be way, way easier. So I'm just eyeballing the 0 point for the Z. Okay, that's as deep as I can get it, and that is 2 inches deep. So we actually might have to, on this, once we cut this off, when we go to the second one, I'm not sure we'll be broken through. We might need to drill a little bit extra with this smaller drill, which is fine. That'll be easy enough to do. So now we're on to the 3/8 drill. And let me double check what was our depth. 8.63. Okay. Okay. Just double checking something. So again, we'll just eyeball this 0. And that looks about right. 0.863, right? Okay. So that's our first one, almost done. So what I want to do now is just put a quick chamfer on the bottom edge, which is going to be, this is going to be the bottom edge. Eyeball that, no particular dimension. Do our cut off tool in here. And then you can pretty much use any tool here, and I'm just going to find the edge of this part. I just push this up against the cutting edge a little lightly and go until it slips past it, and then I know I'm at 0. So Z0, and I want to go 1 inch. Part that sucker off. I use my little deburring tool here, and I can just knock that little ridge off the bottom, and that's it. 1 inch tall slider. And the reason I want it to be 1 inch tall is so that I know that this is going to get destroyed. This bottom surface is going to get destroyed. So I want it to be able to be thick enough so that I can just unscrew it and deburr the inside of that hole there just for shits and giggles. So that I can bring it back down here and chuck it up and just reface the bottom and get it back to a brand new surface. And I could do that at 1 inch. I could do that many times before I run out of that 860 depth to get to the bottom of that screw head. So I have a feeling that I'm going to need to do this anyhow, so I'm just going to do it right now. And I'm going to go finish out that 144 hole. So get tool number 3 back in, get our Z back to 0, or X back to 0 rather. Tighten that up. Now this only needs to be 1 inch deep, or a little bit over 1 inch deep. So yep, you see I got a couple of chips to come out of there. That means probably when I would have went to cut this off, I would have had a problem with the hole wouldn't have been all the way through, and I would have had to chuck it back up and do that anyhow. So rather than do that, I figured I'd just get it done right now and save myself a step later. So 0 there, 863. I'll just deburr this real quick. And that's just so that there's nothing really sharp or anything hitting the floor, or worse yet, hitting me whenever I go to do something with it. Not that that would really hurt, but it's just good practice to get into. Just deburr all your edges, just to make everything feel nice. If it feels nice, it'll probably work nice. Or better yet, if you're in the industry, if something feels nice, people are less likely to check it in their QC department. You know, so if you're a half a thousandth or 5/10 under on a part, where it doesn't really matter, but their QC department wants to be anal, they can reject the part. But if the part feels nice, when they go to touch it, they're going to say, "Oh, this feels pretty nice. It looks like quality work." They're not going to catch that 5/10 on a clearance hole that didn't matter. Don't ask me how I know that. Never happened before. Never did that. So again, we just get our 0. Boom, right there. C, 0. Enter. Go back an inch. And we'll deburr that. Okay, so we got 2 done. I need at least 4 for initial testing. Let's see. So let's just knock them out right now. We know that tool number 4 is set up, so that we can be real similar. Just bring this to 0. Maybe plus a couple thousandths for face cleanup. Touch it off, tighten up, come out here, go to actual 0. .125. Go back 2.5 inches. Okay, and that's done. Try to keep some of the chips off my tools. Okay, what's next? We want to drill our holes. And I still have a little bit of a hole left from the last operation, but I don't want to use that as my guide. Because when you drill through this kind of material and everything, even if you're off like just a couple of tenths, this drill will actually wander in the material. And by wander, I mean the tip will actually bend one way or another as it goes down. So even just in this plastic, it'll bend this small drill. And So if you go like 2 inches like I just did, and then expect this hole to be in the center, when you go 2 more inches, it's going to be, you can actually drill out the side of a part like that. So what I want to do is I just want to use this nice, what they call center drill. It's a nice short rigid bit that won't walk around on me, and I'll recenter this hole, or redo this hole so that it's centered, so that whenever I use this smaller drill, it plunges in straight and comes back out. Or at least it deflects a minimal amount rather than, adding to that error. So there we go. That's all that takes, is just a little bit just to clean that hole back up. I'm going to stick this drill out a little bit on the far side, because I think I could have got this all in one pass if I hadn't clamped or put the chuck all the way up to the end of the flutes. So let's try that this time. So Z0, enter. So I got the 2.4 that time, which should be more than enough so that I don't have to go back and re-drill it with this small drill on the second part. That's pretty good. 863. Bird. What do I want to do now? Oh, chamfer it before you cut it off. Oops. Quick chamfer. And 1 inch. And the bird. And just out of curiosity, it's probably a little bit too late to have this curiosity now, but that does in fact slide down in there. So that's what we wanted. We wanted to be able to put that screw all the way through and have the head get recessed like that. Now I can clean it up until I hit the bottom of the hole where the head of the bolt is. So that's 3. Let's put a chamfer on this guy. And put our 3/8 hole in it. Alright, there it is. Okay, that one was a little bit off. I hit 864 on my depth. Alright, cut off tool in. Let's deburr our hole before we do anything else. Grab our zero tool. And Z0, 1 inch. And there we go. So now I have 4 chair sliders in less than an hour. And a lot of that was obviously set up, but the actual machining time is pretty dang quick. Faster than a 3D printer. So yeah, you can see that's working on a lathe like that, that's pretty quick to do something, you know, something like these guys here. I think I want to do some more lathe videos like this. I'm working on the mill, but again, it's been a long time since I needed to do anything on the mill. Most of my work that I do is lathe work, at least here. At my day job, it's mostly mill work, but whatever. Yeah, I don't think you'll get to see that unless we decide to make a video or a channel or something, and I'll bring this whole setup to work and do stuff there. So I don't know if we have we had any viewers? I don't even think we have. That's okay. This is definitely not something you normally see on Twitch, so, or really YouTube Live. I don't think either. Maybe some of the machining guys do it, but I haven't seen any. Of course, YouTube streaming live is really difficult to try to navigate. I can't figure the damn thing out. Okay, so that was a quick stream, but I got my chair legs. I'm going to go put those together and probably see it tomorrow sometime for something. Alright guys, take it easy. See you in the next one.